I'm Joe, and we're going to do a shoulder and neck focus practice today. So we're actually going to start using a wall, so try to clear out some wall space. You also might want a yoga blanket and a strap. If you don't have a strap and a blanket, a towel and a pillow are great substitutes. So coming with your back against the wall. And what I want you to notice here is your feet far enough away from the wall and just even with each other and comfortable that you can press your hips into the wall, but feel a little space between the low back and the wall, the shoulders against the wall, but a bit of space for the neck, and with your chin in neutral, back of the head against the wall. And then into this place, press the hips, the shoulders, and the back of the head into the wall. You're going to engage your core, so you're going to pull the low ribs in and up, but not so much the hips tuck under. So there's that space, core engaged. Soften or close your eyes and just breathing here. So coming into the breath, feeling the air on the nostrils and feeling the lungs moving with the breath. And as you stay here, connecting to the breath and feeling the hips, the shoulders, and the head against the wall, you might do little adjustments in your body. So if one hip feels heavier than the other, you can even them out. Same with shoulders. If it feels like one shoulder is higher or a hip is higher, you can even them out. So just feeling your body against the wall, those contact points. And if there's any little adjustments that you feel like would be better in your body, feel better in your body, you can go ahead and do those adjustments. Breathe. And then go ahead and gently open your eyes, come away from the wall, but remember that feeling, and we're going to go ahead and come to standing. By the way, you don't need a yoga mat today either, but if you have one and you're used to it, come to standing near the top of the mat. Feet are comfortable with distance apart, feet even, knees facing forward, hips back over the back of the feet, and then imagine you're back at that wall. So again, hips, shoulders, back of the head, pressing into imaginary wall, low ribs hug in, and then here with the shoulders gently moving towards each other on the back, moving from the shoulders, inhale, arms come wide and reach up high. Exhale, lower the arms to the side. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale, lower the arms to the side. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. With your arms reaching up high. Now, if your arms don't reach up high, you just stop wherever it works for you. But here with the arms reaching up, if that does work for you. Inhale, if it works for you, slide the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhale, slide the shoulders away. And again, maybe your hands are wider apart. You're inhale, shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, shrugging the shoulders away. Inhale, shoulders lift up towards the ears. Exhale, shoulders away. Find a happy medium. And if it works for you, left hand grabs right wrist. Exhale, leaning over to the left. Inhale up to center. Again, if your shoulders are feeling more sensitive, arms can just be by the sides. And you can just lean to the right. Inhale up to center. Left hand, right wrist, lean to the left. Inhale up to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale up to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale up to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale up to center. Exhale, release the hands to the side. Knees as wide apart as the feet. Bend the knees, bring your hands to your legs. Inhale, stretch the spine nice and long. Exhale, round the back, look at your navel. Feel the shoulders moving off the back. Feel the head tilting under if that's appropriate for you. And then inhale if it works for your body, arching. Lift the shoulders up. Tailbone lifts up, head lifts up. Exhale and round. Inhale and arch. Notice the shoulders are on the back when you arch. And when you exhale and round, the shoulders go off the back. Inhale and arch. And then find a happy medium. So your spine is lengthening again out of the hips. Not so much rounding and arching. Although a neutral spine does have a slight arch. So definitely if you feel your back rounding, tilt your hips up just a smidge towards the sky. Low ribs hug in. And then here we're going to let the arms dangle. So notice if you let the arms dangle, your arm bones will fall out of the shoulder socket. So from here, with your next exhale, pull the arm bones into the shoulder socket, engaging the shoulder blades on the back. Exhale, let the arms dangle. Inhale, engaging the shoulders. The whole time your core is engaged, your head and neck is in a nice line with the rest of the spine, almost like there's a wall behind you here or a board balanced on your back and you're pressing your back of your head into it. Exhale, let the arms dangle. Inhale, shoulders gently on the back. Stretch your spine long. If you want to from here, you can lift your hips up higher, going a little bit deeper in the forward fold, but keeping the spine long, and then breathing here. Nice, full, deep breaths. And then press down through the feet. Nice long spine. Come all the way up. Do some shoulder rolls. And then go ahead and come with your feet not super wide apart, but some space. Second, third toes facing forward, knees facing forward. Stack your hips back over the back of the feet. Connect from the hips down into the earth. And then again, like you're standing against the wall. Hips, shoulders, back of the head, chin and neutral pressing in, low ribs hugging in. Open your hands into a T. And then from here, I want you to think about the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. And we're going to draw those gently in towards each other on the back. So just gently pull the bottom tips of your shoulder blades in towards each other on the back. And breathe here. Exhale, go ahead and release. Feet back in, do some shoulder rolls. Come back to the wall. Up on your fingertips, elbows bent, fingers a little bit higher than head, hands apart. Fingers opening. Press the fingertips into the wall and act like you're going to hug them in towards each other to engage the palms. Then from here, lift your upper arms up some and fill your armpit hollow some. So here, if you pull the shoulder arms into the shoulder socket, the armpit gets deeper. Filling those actions, feet walk a bit away from the wall, head and neck in a nice line, and then with that nice back, act like you're pressing it up into a board, or like when you were standing, pressing it back into the wall. Stretch the hips back and feel the bottom tips of the shoulder blades gently hugging in towards each other. You can keep your head and neck in line with the rest of the spine, or you can release out some through the head and neck, whichever feels better for you. And then go ahead and come back up. Release the arms, do some shoulder rolls. Okay. And then from here, go ahead and open your feet apart again. I'm going to show you my back on one side and my front on the other side. So open the feet apart. I'm going to turn my left toes out, right toes facing forward. And then from here, I'm going to bend my left knee, pointing it towards the second or third toe, and straighten. I'm going to keep my right arm just by the side. The next time I bend my left knee, I'm going to reach my left arm forward like I'm grabbing for something. Externally rotate it. Turn my palm up to the sky as I pull whatever that is back in. Rope pulls is what we used to call this. So inhale, act like you're reaching for something. Exhale, pull it back in. Inhale, act like you're reaching for something. Exhale, pull it back in. Go ahead, bend that knee, step that right foot forward or whatever side you're doing. Second side, open the feet apart. Left toes face forward or turn in, right toes turn out. Inhale, bending that right knee, tracking it, act like you're reaching for something. Exhale and pull it back in. Inhale, act like you're reaching. Exhale, pull it back in. Inhale, act like you're reaching. Exhale, pull it back in. Then feet parallel, not super wide apart. In fact, they could be closer again. You're not really working the legs much today, unless you want to. Knees soft, hands on your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Move the shoulders up towards the ears and gently move the shoulders towards each other on the back here. From here, with the knees bent, nice long spine, start to fold forward. Stop in a place you can keep your spine, your back long. If you want to, you can wiggle the hands all the way, clasping the hands behind the back. If you want to, you can stretch the arms off the back here. Breathing. And then if you want to, you can slowly lift the hips up higher and gently come into a deeper forward fold, but only if that feels good for your shoulders and your low back. Breathing wherever you're at. If you prefer to move, you can bend and move and breathe. Keeping your knees soft if you're moving. And then coming to center, press down to the feet, nice long spine all the way up. Release your arms, do some shoulder rolls. We're going to come to sitting. And sometimes I like to challenge my students to think of ways to come to sitting without using their hands. If you don't want to do that, just come to sitting. If you want to play with it, play with ways to come down without using your hands. And then here's where you might want to get that pillow or height, because for many of us, if we sit on the floor without any height, our back rounds, and that's just not good for the low back. So go ahead, find something to sit on that gives you a little bit of a lift, and sit on it. And if it works for you, come into a cross-legged position with your left leg in front of the right. If that doesn't work for you, don't worry about that so much. Again, we're focusing on shoulders. So from here, sitting up nice and tall, bring the arms out in front of you. And exhale, again, arm bones into the shoulder socket, like you're pressing the shoulders back into a wall behind you. And then inhale, arms out of the shoulder socket. Exhale, arms into the shoulder socket. Inhale, arms out of the shoulder socket. Exhale, arms a little into the shoulder socket. So not squeezing for dear life, but they're engaged. Bend your elbows. Bring the palms in towards each other. Shoulders still on back. Bring the elbows in towards each other. Shoulders still on the back. Then from here, if you want to, cross your right elbow over the left. If you want to, back the hands in towards each other. If you want to, wrap your hands. Sitting up nice and tall here, breathing, or if you prefer, gentle forward fold. Nice, full, deep breaths. Okay. Coming back up, and again, you can even see what it feels like to move around some. And then coming to center, releasing the arms, switching the cross of the legs, arms forward, shoulders gently on the back, bend the elbows, palms in towards each other, elbows into each other, left elbow over right, back of hands together, or wrapping. Any of those places are great stopping points. So stop wherever your shoulders tell you to stop. And then from here, sitting up nice and tall, and then if you want to, folding forward. Feel the hips pressing down into whatever you're on. So since I'm on a blanket, I'm pressing the hips down into my blanket. Breathing here. And then inhale, coming up, but maybe moving around some with your breath. Holding places that feel good, even if they look slightly strange. And then go ahead and release. Do some shoulder rolls. Okay, now either come back to left leg crossed over right, or if you want to, you can come into a stacked knee position. And here for me, you notice because my hips are tight in this position, that I'm being pushed over into my right hip. So I would, for myself, take the blanket or pillow or whatever you got, and I'm actually going to fold it up more. And then I will take my left hip, my left butt cheek on it. So that gives me something to root that hip into. Okay, grabbing the towel or whatever you got. And then from here, taking the towel into my right hand, left leg on top. And with the towel in my right hand, I'm going to take the hand to the back of the head, press the head back, sit up nice and tall here. Keep this left shoulder gently moving back, keeping the right arm bone into the shoulder socket so my right armpit is hollow. I'm going to take maybe the back of my left hand to the low back and maybe grab the strap, but I'm not letting my shoulders hunch forward. My bottom tips of the shoulder blades are gently moving in toward each other on the back. And then I'll gently pull the strap or towel apart with my hands. If I want to, I can walk the hands closer together. But again, I'm going to keep my shoulders gently engaged on the back. Breathing here. Gomukhasana. Again, if you want to fold, you can fold. And then inhale, come back up, releasing that side, taking any prop that you might be sitting on to the second hip. And then again, feel free to stay in cross-legged position. You're finding a place that works for you. Take the towel in your left hand to the back of the head. Act like you're pressing the shoulders back of head and hips into the wall again. Right hand, shoulder gently on the back to the low back. Grabbing maybe the strap with both hands, pulling the hands apart. Breathing here. Maybe walking your hands in towards each other, pulling the strap apart. Breathing here. Maybe gentle forward fold. Breathe. Nice, full, deep breaths. And inhale, come back up. Go ahead and release. And just make your way to a comfortable sitting position. This is the problem with blankets, is they come unfolded sometimes, and you have to take a moment and fold them back. Just comfortable sitting position. And then just sitting up, just feeling again, almost like you're sitting against the wall. The hips, the shoulders, the back of the head floating above the shoulders, pressing against an imaginary wall. Low ribs hugging in, feel the breath moving through you. And we will just end in sitting today. I hope you enjoyed this practice.